situation to have that. But here we go. Level 99 of Silent against TurtwigData of Reddit Alpha. And we have, level 99 representing that Pekka 3 Musketeers that we saw a little earlier. I'll go ahead and just put Pekka up for this one already. TurtwigData, Mirror Rocket deck. Let's talk about this. It's a little different than the one we saw a few weeks ago.
So it's interesting that when we were watching group play, we saw Turtwig lose with this spell cycle deck, but obviously he was able to win with it after that. So he found a situation where it could win because as per our double deck format, you have to win with both of your decks to move on. So this spell cycle deck has turned out a win despite the fact that it has lost before in a matchup. So thinking about it that way, TurtwigData must have some kind of method of readjusting his line of play. This deck must be more flexible than it appears on screen, right? Because I think a lot of people see spell cycle decks, and if an opponent can survive the spell cycle, they kind of tune out in their minds like, I'm never going to beat this deck with spell cycle. Turtwig has somehow made that happen, and that I think is one of the most amazing qualities about TurtwigData playing crossbow, playing spell cycle, playing siege, is that somehow he seems to figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, I think, oh man, looking at this, I would normally say that the weakness of spell cycle decks are usually these big super duper, but like if I can put 25 elixir in a lane, you ain't spell cycling your way out of that. But in this situation, because the deck relies so heavily on 3 Musketeers, I'm worried about Turtwig's ability to like fireball, mirror fireball, log fire. I mean, there's a lot of anti-3 Musketeer cards in that deck, even though he doesn't have Bowler, which is normally a card that 3 Musketeer decks are really afraid of. Even without Bowler, I think it's still in pretty good shape. Andrew, anything jump out to you about this matchup?
As much as I would love to see Rockets hitting the 3 Musketeers, it's like my favorite card interaction ever. I want to point out that a mirrored fireball is like the cheapest way to kill 3 Musketeers.
Yeah, if there's ever a situation where maybe, I don't know what sort of push of TurtwigData would actually like generate all 3 Musketeers in the same lane, but there might be a situation where Turtwig like fireballs level 99's Elixir Collector, and then level 99 goes, haha, like,
yep, now's my chance.
3 Musketeers all in the same lane, and then you're just like, mirror fireball and wipe them out 5 for 9. That would be a 4 Elixir swing that if happens, I think Turtwig can probably run away with the match at that point.
It'll at least give him a rocket.
Yeah.
The big thing that's interesting to me is we saw Darth Jar Jar playing a very similar deck, and one of the big weaknesses of Pekka 3 Musketeer is if you have chibi cards pushing across, you don't have an efficient answer to it, and you just kind of need to take the damage. TurtwigData's deck obviously does not have that kind of thing. The damage is the same no matter what, right? It's just the damage of the spells.
Let's see if he's going to hit the King Tower.
Yep.
I was almost, he does, I almost wonder if that's a purposeful strategy. Let's say that like 3 minutes into the game, he's shot rockets at 3 of those collectors, but hasn't actually touched the sides that much. Maybe this deck could go for a very late overtime 3 crown. I'm not really sure if it could or not, but something to think about.
At some point, it will make level 99 question where to put that Elixir Collector if they get into a stalemate.
Chicken Bob lost to TurtwigData in a Rocket Cycle mirror match in the top 16, and now Chicken Bob is rooting for his Rocket Cycle buddy to do that. Great use of the Fire Spirits there to stop that minor push. I mean, really, all of the effectiveness of that minor push is coming from the minions and not from the minor. Unfortunately, that Pekka's... Oh, actually...
There we go.
Huh.
Where'd that happen? What happened with the Ice Spirit?
What happened to that log? The log didn't do
Did it jump over? Did it jump over the log?
The log.
Oh, and he gets one hit after all that.
What happened?
Wait, did the Ice Spirit leap over? Like
I think it did.
It would have killed the Ice Spirit, but because the Ice Spirit was already in the start of its jump animation, it like leaped over it.
He also got the King Tower with that fireball, so he's definitely hitting it on purpose.
Yep, and that actually makes it very uncomfortable for you to place your Elixir Collector, because one of the big reasons why you can protect your Collector is because the King Tower is there and it just messes up the targeting.
Yeah.
But if you're fine hitting the King Tower, it restricts space a lot.
Master Sparky, another member of Reddit Alpha, mentioned that TurtwigData has actually shared replays in clan chat of 3 crowning players.
Before he took out any of the others.
Oh, so the rocket hits. That's actually an even trade.
Yeah,
it's 6 elixir for 2 musketeers and then 6 big. Now the problem is that Inferno Tower is down, but the Ice Wizard and the log is really effective at holding off that thing.
Oh no!
Mega Minion's doing too much damage. If it was just Ice Wizard and log, that Pekka would have made it, but that Mega Minion is too much to ignore.
Mega Minions actually chunk health. Incredibly.
Now interesting choice here. He's going to put the thing in rocket range. Oh, rocket was already used actually. Rocket was used on the 3 musketeers.
He has a rocket. He cycled back.
Oh, okay. Well, at least from level 99 standpoint, he might be thinking that like, I would rather, But he's moving it away from the Crown Tower to even further force his opponent to split his damage up.
I actually like this choice. Make an excuse to do the damage for the tower because as long as it can survive in overtime, Like, that's going to be the big thing. You don't even need to clear out their push in overtime. You just need to survive long enough to spell down his tower.
Good bait there. So he mirrored Rocket, 13 elixir, really opening himself up to just get completely wrecked. But he was able to get the Three Musketeers on the board so he could go ahead and Rocket. Actually, that log could have been a little better in terms of knocking it back further. But the mirrored
it's in range to the second tower.
Wow, he was booping it over to
no,
with 1 second left. With 1 second left, level 99 takes it. Hey, that's the risk you incur when you're TurtwigData and you throw 13 elixir at a tower. You're incurring the fact that like I'm not going to have as much elixir to defend on it. Even though I think that was a good plan in terms of fireballing the double.
Just a little too early, I think.
If he had just rocketed once and then set up some other stuff on defense, I think that they might have been able to win that game with a mirror rocket later.
I saw two mistakes really close together. The first was that he actually went on the offense. So he had, I think it was like an ice wizard coming across the bridge, and he played fire spirits into it. If you're going to wake up that king tower, don't start building these meager pushes to try and put damage down. Save those cards for defense. And then after that, he spent a rocket on the tower. It would have been nice if he could have hit something incidental walking past that tower with it. Because it was a little too early to just be rocketing because you hit 10 elixir.
And Pekka is one of the few things in the deck that you're not thrilled about rocketing along with the tower because the really high hit point tanks like Pekka, Giant, etc., the rocket takes off like a third of their, not even like 25% of their health, and it's not significant.
If he had done the hard play of sitting at 10 elixir for a second and actually bleeding, he would have been able to hit the Pekka going by the tower with both rockets. And then I think it would have been. I mean, he was already rocketing those towers anyway.
Right.
So if you could imagine the Pekka coming in with a third of its health only, that would
that's
look a lot
a good point.
different.
Yeah, you're right. Very good. So that's game 1 goes to level 99. Now level 99's deck is now out though. He wins game 1 and can no longer play the Pekka Three Musketeers deck in the next game. So what do we have here? We've got TurtwigData sticks with the rocket cycle. Level 99 second deck is a giant bowler deck, and like we saw earlier from some other players, has upgraded from Zap Poison to Arrow's Lightning. This is a really interesting choice to me to upgrade both spells at the same time, because I think the logic there is that Zap is so prevalent, people are not playing things that die to Zap anymore. Nobody plays Goblins or Spear Goblins. They're all playing like minions or guards or things that cannot be zapped. Well, Arrows takes off all the guard shields, kills the minions. Right. So anything that you're playing that's like, haha, like it's zap resistant, probably dies to arrows. By the same token, poison, you're only playing stuff that doesn't die to poison, right? No one plays archers, you play musketeer. They're playing Mega Minion, that mini Pekka, that sort of stuff. Well, now those cards walk right into really bad lightnings if you're sitting there like, oh, I'll just drop mini Pekka and musketeer. I think that's a very interesting strategic play to take the extra elixir cost on your deck to make the matchups better and surprise a lot of your opponents. What do you think TurtwigData's path to victory here is, not knowing what his opponent's playing?
It looks really bad.
Yeah.
When that giant and that lightning come in and that Inferno Tower's down, I don't see the stopping power for the giant.
You talk about Rumham, the biggest thing to do against Spell Cycle is to make sure that you have this 20 plus elixir push that just knocks their towers down. Well, now level 99 has that, right?
Yeah. I think if there's any key card there, it's probably something like Ice Wizard, where, if he could maybe get out 2 to 3 Ice Wizards or Bowlers, there might be enough just slow effects and resistance effects to like hold that off. But I agree that if I sit there and just play a bunch of Ice Wizards and Bowlers, I'm asking to get lightninged and then knocked out of the game. So yeah, lightning is really key, I think, for a lot of these big defensive setup decks. That stun effect was huge with regards to making things like Inferno Tower less of a hard counter to this deck.
Got it.
Boink.
No,
TurtwigData loves to open with rockets. Rockets are one of the first things that he opens with, even against even if the elixir collector goes in the middle or whatever, because most people don't start very huge pushes right off the bat because they only have 1x elixir speed and all that kind of stuff. So I've actually seen TurtwigData open with just rockets, even if the opponent puts like a giant behind the king towers.
All right, Inferno Tower. Ooh,
Good early lightning. The giant was still a little too far away and might take a little bit of damage here.
Oh, man. Yep.
They're going to
1,
trade.
2, 3,
yeah.
same time, yeah.
Yep, the projectile, there's a little bit of a projectile speed.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's actually a ranged attack and not a melee attack, so it's that's interesting. It is, yeah, it's 2 range for Mega Minions. And just like that, TurtwigData finds himself in the exact position he doesn't want to be in, which is behind on tower damage. I think mirrored fire spirits aren't bad. Was that skeletons, I believe, that he played in order to block them?
Yeah.
That's a 1 for 3 trade, by the way,
it's
for level
interesting
99.
that it's not just one fire spirit that jumps on the skeleton; it's all 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you play just a single like Ice Spirit, only one Fire Spirit jumps. It's that each Fire Spirit tries to target a different skeleton, and that's why they all jump at the same time.
Yeah.
Because there's that pre-targeting thing. Oh, another good lightning. Didn't hit the tower that time though, which is really unfortunate. Unfortunately, I think level 99...
Double helicopter!
Uh-oh. Level 99 really needs, some more damage, in this case the Mega Minion, in order to catch up. In that case, that single Mega Minion, even though it was getting Ice Wizard doesn't do enough damage to really to stop it from protecting that giant.
Wow.
Turtwig isn't defending well enough to have extra elixir to cast his rockets and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, and this is going to hurt. I mean, that's 6 elixir that you're not going to... That giant is free, basically. This giant is free for level 99. So TurtwigData has to figure out a way. That basically bought level 99 to lightning, right? If you think about it in terms of elixir spent.
Yeah. I don't really like playing that Ice Wizard way off to the side there. I almost... Whoa, big one. I think that might have been better right by the river, simply for the sake of being able to start shooting the Inferno Tower right away. Right?
Yes.
But this Inferno Towers for Turtwig are actually doing... Whoa, good rocket! The Inferno Towers are doing a really good job at keeping off. I don't know if there's another... Oh, there's not Inferno... There's one coming up now, so you might be able to stop this push still. But the Infernos of Turtwigs have been a great job. The Giants haven't even gotten close to the tower. The problem has actually been level 99's Lightning just stacking up.
Yep.
Now he's only a lightning away.
The spell cycle is getting spell cycled. Interestingly enough. Less is more.
Yep.
Less is more, perhaps. I mean, it is pretty close.
And I think level 99's got... I mean, we're in overtime right now. It's
here,
like
here
not
it
even... It's just Lightning right here, yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Boom, boom.
I mean, all things considered, 959 health is not that far away for a mere rocket deck.